All right, good morning. It's Monday, 12th, I think. I don't know, December 12th or January 12th, 2026 coming at you. This is like the third, fourth, fifth video. I don't know. I'm not keeping count because mostly, again, it's just about a daily diary and a log of what I'm doing. On the behest of like two different people that watch my videos, I did get a light to kind of see myself a little bit better. Again, this is just a video diary. It's never meant to really, I don't want to go, I don't even know what they call that, viral or something like that, where you take off and you're making money and stuff. It's more or less like a therapeutic for myself. And if it helps anybody else out there, then that's a good thing. Because ultimately, that's what we should all be doing, is trying to help other people. And it's always from the heart. I don't have scripts. I got a cutting board and I cut sausage and stuff like that up in the morning, make egg and I eat and I go work out and I cleanse my mind and my body and my spirit every single morning. Today's topic is going to be about a movie called War of the Roses. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, I think it is, or something. I haven't seen it in like 20 years, but it really is kind of a unique movie because of the fact that, ooh, am I getting my flex on? Sorry about that, guys. But it's a unique movie because it's kind of like a comedy in a way, but it's real. It has real life implications in it because of the fact that the way men are compared to what women are. In the course of a couple of these videos I've told you about, if your wife has left you, she already did it like 6 months ago. She was already making plans. Women don't jump from a situation they're not happy in into a scarier situation. They always run to stabilization, comfort, and strength. Be it that another man, or be it a family member, or just whatever. But that's what they do 100%, because women like to be able to be protected. So in the movie The War of the Roses, as I remember, Kathleen Turner falls out of love with Michael Douglas, and he keeps trying to win her back. He's doing all kinds of stuff. But then as he's trying to win her back, she becomes more and more disgusted with him. And she becomes more and more angry at him. And she becomes more and more violent. Then his love turns into hate. And I think they end up hurting each other a lot. Again, I haven't seen it in 20 minutes, but I remember the movie. And I remember I was, that's funny, that's funny. Nobody ever does that. And, War of the Roses comes down to this, is that we have different kinds of fighting styles, and men, as I've said many times, they want to slay the dragon. They want to protect their family. They want to bring their wife back home because they have this image of a helpless girl and she's just lost. That's all it is. She's just really lost. That's it. I just got to prove my love to her and I got to get her back. And this, that's how most men are, at least for the first couple of months, because they just can't accept the fact that their wife up and left them. And this is what I went through too. And I fought and everything else too, personally. But so in the movie, all Michael Douglas ever did was just make her more disgusted in him. She didn't see strength in him. She saw weakness in him. That's my portrayal of the movie. That's what I seen from it. And when a woman already is not happy with you, and all she sees is more and more weakness out of you because of the way that you're chasing her and you're just trying to be with her, you got two options. They could either use that to manipulate you and get what they want from you during the divorce and make you feel guilty and make you feel worse and you'll hate yourself even more. Or what they might end up doing is hating you even more, and getting more and more disgusted. What they won't do, and I've never heard of this happening ever, is feel like they did something wrong and come back to you. That just won't happen. They're not going to feel like, oh my God, look, he's hurting so much, he's suffering so much. I did wrong. I went back to him. They may do that later on, but it's only because they see you're doing okay. They may reflect on what they've done, but after the fact, that when you've healed and that little kid in you has became a man again, because that's what it comes down to. All of us men are hurt as a child when a woman leaves us and says they're no longer in love with us. That little boy who felt comfortable inside of a relationship where they could just let go and be themselves has to regroup. They're lost. They're scared. That's why the emotions are all over the place. So it comes down to this, is that, what you have to do is you have to keep your self-respect together, no matter what. And again, I don't speak from a point of view where I made all the right decisions. I speak from a point of view where I've seen a lot of my mistakes. And I've seen the things that never helped it, wasn't going to help it, couldn't help it, and only hurt myself. And also, too, it kept me resetting. Every time I believed in something, I reset my hurt and reset my feelings and reset that pain again. You'll go to a point where a couple weeks into it, you'll start feeling better about yourself because you're exercising, you're eating right. If you do that, please, guys, make that kind of conscious decision. Don't go down the stupid road of doing self-inflicted harm, more or less like drinking or whoring around or smoking a lot, not taking care of yourself. That's a horrible decision. Don't do that. Whatever you got to do, don't do that. If you got bad decisions you want to make, sit your ass at home and sit on your hands. Don't do nothing. Just stay home. So what it comes down to is this, is that you can't beg. Don't beg. Do not beg. It's going to do no good for you. It's going to put you in a place of being powerless, and it's going to make you hate yourself later on down the road. I promise you that, because you'll be disgusted in yourself, and they won't do anything. If anything, that's just surrender. Any country that invades another country, when that country surrenders, that invading country knows that they could set the terms to everything. Everything, the terms are set by them. And if countries or people get conquered, that is what it is. But at least you put up the good fight. I watch so many damn videos where people, they don't fight back and stuff, and they just sit there and take it and thinking if they just ball up, that'll stop. You know what I mean? It won't get worse. That's what people think whenever they're like not fighting back. They're like, it won't get worse. At least they'll only hit me a couple times or something like that, and then they'll stop. It doesn't happen like that. They hit you, kick you, punch you in the head, start head stomping you, curb stomping you. They're not going to stop. So don't beg. Whatever you guys do, don't beg. And I'm not saying don't be kind either, because you always have to be kind. You always have to try to be able to be a higher level person. Take the high road, whatever you have to do. Keep your side of the street clean, 100%. Do everything you can to do that. Don't demean the relationship and yourself by being cruel to your spouse when they leave you. I know you want to. I know you were going to hurt, but just don't. Pull yourself back. Don't do that. The other thing is, don't chase. Begging is where you're pleading a lot, and chasing is where you're love bombing them on social media, and you're liking their posts, and you're talking to their girlfriends and family members. What's she doing? Where's she at? You know what she's doing? You know what's happening? And then you're sending her text messages and emails at nighttime and stuff, and on weekends. Don't do that, man. Because again, chasing is not going to get her back. It's not going to change anything. It's just going to make them feel like they have power and control over you, or they're going to get disgusted in you. I mean, that's the bottom line. Chasing doesn't do nothing. I don't know if you guys have ever had it, but I've had women that a relationship didn't work out, and they chased me, and I didn't get back together with them for them chasing me. It never made me want them more. If anything, it made me upset, honestly, because I don't like to be chased. If you're chasing me to prove that you love me, I'm not worth you having anyhow, honestly, because we should chase each other. Real love heals together. Real love heals together, and so, that's going to be the two rules. I did have something else that I was thinking about, but I can't remember right now. But it was going to be don't beg, don't chase, because those are the two things that for sure are not going to ever account to anything. It's not going to help you whenever you get to the other side, because you'll end up being disgusted with yourself. Oh, I remember what it was. Fight where the war's not. All right. So that might be in the book of Art of War. It has nothing to do with War of the Roses, but fight where the war's not. So a lot of tactical advantages can happen when you aren't involved in the war and you're fighting where the war's not. And what I mean by that is basically there's going to be areas of your life that are going to be they're going to start to succumb to the pressures of the pain and everything you're going through whenever you're going through a divorce. If you take that energy that you wanted to put into the fight and try to win her back, or grovel or beg or chase or fix things, and you put it into something else, like basically like making sure your finances are okay, which is super important. Making sure your health is okay, which is super important. Making sure you're grounded spiritually, which is super okay. Make sure you're being a good father if you have kids around you, which is, you have to be. You have to continue to do that. Because you know what? Your kids, if you guys are going through a divorce and you have kids, your kids are hurting just as much as you are. It's a painful event. And what they have to know is that their father's stable enough to be able to maintain. And that would be used against you in court too. I promise you that when it comes to custody. If you become an alcoholic and you start drinking all the time and you're just not paying attention to stuff and you're not paying your bills, and slowly but surely things are getting repoed and you lose your job, you're losing your kids too, man. You really are. I know Dr. Phil said this one time, kids would rather come from a broken home than a home that's broken, meaning they'll stabilize too. If it takes them coming to go and seeing mom and dad on different alternative weekends and weeks and stuff like that, or they stay with dad during the summer or something, they will adapt to that. They will always be a little bit resentful and hurtful and hurt and stuff. But if they see the chaos inside of a home where, you know, the two adults or two parents are fighting and bickering and slamming doors and hurting each other, that stuff can end up probably going into what their dating is going to be like too. So the sons will kind of think that that's normal. Then the girls will grow up and thinking that's normal, and they'll accept it or project it. And we don't want to do that either. It's better to be great co-parenting than being horrible parents in the same home. So fight the war where it's not, and that's going to be taking care of yourself. You know, I've been on a path on supplements a lot, and I've been trying to figure out good ways to be able to go to sleep. I've done the not the THC gummies, but the other ones. I forgot what they're called. I did the gummies to try to sleep. I've done the melatonin to try to sleep, and I've been still pursuing ways to get to sleep good. And thus far, I've got, you know, last night I slept really good. I came up with a concoction of magnesium glycinate, which is and also KMS66, which is ashwagandha. And then I don't even know how to say that, but this right here has helped out a lot. And then I got L-theanine, which I take at nighttime too. So those four together have probably been the best thing. I don't feel droggy, and it basically, you know, I have a hard time with autoimmune disease anyhow. And this is nothing to do with the topic that we're just talking about, but it makes me feel like I'm having a heart attack at nighttime. It gives me the jitters and stuff. And it's really hard for me to go to sleep whenever I have it. I'm a light sleeper anyhow. When I have that kicking off, it's super hard for me to go to sleep. But I don't want to take melatonin. I don't want to take gummies. I don't want to keep taking, you know, all this other stuff. And I've done stuff like this thing called Sleep Upgrade, which is okay. I've done Relaxium Sleep, which is okay. But, you know, I'm trying to find something that works really, really good. And so far, that combination of those four things I just showed you, that gave me really good sleep last night. And I feel really, really good. So again, guys, we don't have to have War of the Roses in a relationship that's falling apart. Maintain yourself. Don't beg. Don't chase, and fight the war where the war is at. You're gonna need that energy. You're really gonna need that energy to be able to maintain your health and your spirituality and your mentality and everything else, because you got to stay here, man. You got to make it through that, because it's going to be really, really hard. This is worse than losing your job. It's worse than losing your house. It's worse than anything. A marriage where you are in love, at least you have to be in love for it to hurt, not in control or complacency or something, but a marriage where you were in love and you surrendered yourself to that marriage and you believed in it 100%. It's going to be the hardest thing to get over, man. It's going to be really, really hard. And I'm here for you guys. I know if you put comments in there, I'll respond to it. Again, I'm still super new to YouTube. I don't even know how to cast this. I don't even know if people are really looking at it yet. I will educate myself on it later on and see if I could figure out how to get it out there into the ether a little bit more or something. But until then, guys, War of the Roses, fight the war where it's not. Don't beg and don't chase. All right, love you guys. Stay strong.